party on Christmas Eve. Unbeknownst to me, it was kind of pushed up on us kind of quickly. Basically, me and my security guys, we worked the night before. And the night before, I realized when I did came that they trying to push out the team that they had already in there out the door and get a new team, which is understandable. Sometimes you just get tired of who you got. You want to refresh it up. But the new team is familiar to us. They the same guys that work with us at the other club, Cream, where somebody got shot and killed in the bathroom because somebody got a gun on the inside. Which, we ain't gonna point no fingers and say how a gun got in or not. We just know that it's not our job to secure the door. It's somebody else's job. But regardless of that, yeah, we worked Thursday. You know what I mean? Everything went pretty smooth. Ended up cutting it a little short around 1 because the crowd wasn't as packed as it could have been. Then came back to work Friday. It was a party set up for Friday, which is Christmas Eve. Now, for the party that was set up on Christmas Eve for Friday, you had to think about that we was, first of all, they pushed out the other security team. So that Friday coming up, the next day, very next day, they basically wanted to go with our security team. We didn't know anything about the details, not much details about the club in regards to filling it out to what kind of crowd and environment being there. There's a lot of factors to go into play if you want to be successful at being security or a bouncer. A lot of people don't think about. It's not as simple as showing up, looking mean, and that's it. That's not your job when you want to be successful, especially nowadays. Nowadays is different. Because if a person got intentions to do harm to you and they feel like that they can catch you in a location where they can get away with it, then that's what they're going to do. Or also, if a person feel like they want to do harm to you and they feel like they need backup or they want somebody there to either see it or they want to make sure there's somebody there to break it up after the fact, you know, then that's what they want to do. A lot of people feel like the club is like a fight zone where you don't have any consequences. You can come fight, do what you want to do, you can go home and you're good to go. When the reality is not like that. It's not like that. There's many things that could happen. Many things that could happen that could go wrong. A person could so happily, even though they check, you never know what a person could get through. A person could have a weapon. If a person got a weapon, you in danger. You didn't expect that. That's because you came to be in violent behavior. Something else that could happen is a person could just, you know, it could be anything. It could have health issues, anything. You never know because people come out to have a good time. Nobody comes to the club to be on drama or any mess. So basically what happened at the club as to why we're not there now, my security team, after the second night, is that at the Brass Monkey, is what's the name of the club, Greenwood, South Carolina. What happened is basically a party was thrown on our second night, Christmas Eve, club fully packed out. It probably was 300 plus people in the club, 200, 300 people in the club, and about 5 of us security. About 5. The payment wasn't worth the problem. First of all, the payment was going to be about $100 to run about 2 o'clock. Now the thing about people that run clubs and club owners is they think that their time frame allows them to get away with being mediocre with their pricing. So what I mean by that is they feel like, oh, well, we'll be open 4 hours, we'll be open 5 hours, so I only want to pay this amount. The reason that they run in the club to begin with is because they know how lucrative it can be for them and how much funds they can bring in those limited amount of hours. No, you don't want to take a loss, but at the same time, you're going to get what you pay for. So when I noticed that the crowd is very large, it's not maintainable in regards to if a big fight breaks out, then there's nothing that we can do in that sense. We will have to basically do the best we can to protect the people we can. We have to call the police and we'll have to go from there. And that's all due to the fact that we had 5 security. The second night that we was working this club, which was they had an event planned. And the party that they had planned in particularly was not just a regular party. Because granted, That's why I haven't said that yet. I work plenty of parties. I've been in clubs and parties where it is like 5 or 6 of us to like 200, 300 people maybe. But the vibe of it, you can feel the vibe of it. If you do it for a long time and if you're checking out the scene, you can feel the energy and the vibe of any spot that you at. So the energy and the vibe of the spot that we was at, Brass Monkey, on this night, Christmas Eve, was very hostile. Very hostile. It started getting increasingly hostile. And I also had got word earlier in the night, where we do have an opening where we have a patio section where people can go out and smoke. But the patio section is connected right, basically like it's easy access. A person could jump over the railing to the patio and basically come through the back door if no one's watching. So with fire security on hand in this big building with several different, cutoff spaces, you have a bathroom, you have a back area where you have a dance floor, you have another back area, you have to walk all the way around, you have a bar, you have to go past that, you go all the way, then you go to the patio. You see what I mean? It's just a lot of spaces to where even if you got 5 guys posted up, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, that you still need at least another 5 guys just walking around, if you get my drift, at least. So we was underprepared because we wasn't really prepped on the situation correctly. And it didn't get too bad, but what made me even more frustrated with it being our second night at this club and us not knowing full details and them wanting us to take over this security of the club without us even running through a contract and things of that nature, was the fact that there was a game party thrown. Now, I know the person that threw the party. I just didn't pay attention. I noticed the flyer. It ain't that I didn't pay attention because we wasn't even set to work this event. It just was thrown on us. So got to the day of, get there, and I found out later on that it's a game party that's thrown. And by that, I mean that different game sets was invited. Bloods, GDs, and Crips. Now, amongst people, on the everyday, when you see people usually got respect for each other. You don't know this a Blood, you don't know this a GD, this a Crip. But once you get a certain amount of people together, then they feel like it's like they are teams. Like, let's say if we're using like a football analogy, that's their football team, this their football team in here. And now it's another football team in here, and they all rivals. They don't really care for each other, and they all want to be the best. They all want to say that they done won. They got the juice. We the best team in here. So what come with that is people wanting to prove it. So then you got people throwing up gang signs, becoming increasingly hostile, yelling, starting to do more and more to make you feel uncomfortable, to make me feel like, okay, the environment is controlled, but at the same time, it can go left at any moment. And we're definitely not taking any chances. We only got 5 guys here in regards to 3 different gang fights that could possibly jump off. It was all good, except the music wasn't flowing the way it needed to. Crowd control is important. DJs need to learn crowd control. The promoters need to learn crowd control. If you're on the mic, you need to learn crowd control. So if you got 3 different gang sets in the club, then you wouldn't be playing a bunch of gang music. You wouldn't be sitting here performing gang music when you got supposedly your rivals in the club that's against it. That's just against everything. It's disrespectful to all the people in the club. It's disrespectful against your set. It's just disrespectful because you don't care about you. You don't care about nobody else's life around you. All you care about is your ego. It's an ego thing. It's we the best. But you notice y'all like to do that. They like to do that in front of a bunch of people to make a scene, to make them feel cool. Nobody ever thought the gang members was cool from them doing that, except for the gang members and the gang member affiliates. Nobody ever was like, oh yeah, that's such cool. They so cool. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? So don't bring that energy into a club. You bring that energy into a club, then there's consequences for that. You know, like your security in there. I'm licensed to carry, so I was carrying. I felt like the situation was getting more hostile. That one gang set that came to perform was performing their songs, which was upsetting another set. So with that being said, I taken notice to this. And I go out there because they calling for security. I'm out there on the floor. I'm out there a while, just checking out. Everything seemed to start to calm down, and it was like, okay, it's not too bad at the moment, so it's relaxing. I started to make my rounds back because it's only 5 of us. Go back to check on my guy on the patio. Get to the patio to check on my guy on the back. Next thing you know, I'm hearing for security to be called to the floor again for a fight. So apparently, there's a fight breakout on the floor. Not a big fight, but a guy gets knocked out. So when a guy gets knocked out from that fight, you know what my instinct tells me, and it's after 1 o'clock. We got less than an hour left before we close. It's a game party. They coming increasingly hostile. They only gonna drink more. Shut the party down. So you know what I did? I told DJ to cut it. It's over with. Everybody got to go. They ruined the party for the night. We're not gonna have a repeat incident like we have at prior clubs, and we limited. We only have 1 or 2 clubs left in my city, Greenville, South Carolina. All the other clubs done been closed down because they done been shot up. People done been murdered in them, murdered out of them, drug busts. We don't have anything left. So as a security that been doing my job for over 10 years, I definitely always would choose safe over sorry. Whatever precautions that has to be taken, whatever is necessary to make sure I can maintain a safe environment and to send everybody home safely in one piece, that's what I'm gonna do. It's a zero tolerance thing. It's about respect. If you come to my place and you know that I'm in a position where I'm supposed to make sure everybody's comfortable and safe, and you disrespect that, then you disrespecting me. So our respect for you goes out the window as well, because you threw it out the window for me, but you don't think about it that way. Nobody think about our side. You gotta have more respect for the people that's out here to have your back, because we out here to have your back too. It's nothing left. When you mess up what you got, when you mess up what you got, what else you gonna have? The people not gonna let you have their stuff. They're not gonna let you come over there without them regulating it, being able to see what's going on so you can do it the way they want you to do it. So you need to think about that. Don't disrespect what you got. Don't mess up what you got in order for you to, for a game. I shut that party down. Yeah, they might have wanted to make some more money for the next 45 minutes or whatever, but no, unnecessary. It wasn't important to do that and then risk somebody else getting hurt. It was one fight, somebody got knocked out, zero tolerance. Christmas Eve, we came to have a good time. But if you throw a game party, you got 3 different sets, and then one of the sets performing and the other sets not liking it, they're becoming increasingly hostile. You don't put security in a position to where they have to resort to certain measures that could possibly end badly or fatally. I was carrying, I was in the dance floor, and if it would have went left, it would have had to go left because that's what it would have had to do. But you don't ever make a decision without seeing it through and thinking first either. You gotta be able to live with whatever decision you make. So we shut it down. Find out next day they don't want to use us on Christmas. They going with the other security team, which is all fine and dandy because I was putting the whole plan together. Anyways, we was putting the package together. We was gonna have a contract to come with. We was gonna have more manpower and stuff. It's things that you have to do. So don't just take any job and rush on it. Fill it out first. Check out the scene. Check out everything about it. Get the details, ins and outs. Find out why the person that got rid of, maybe if it's a job where you're replacing somebody, find out what happened. Find out why they got rid of them to make sure that you ain't doing the same thing or you can cover your tracks. That's all. But yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Much love to everybody. And that's just my story time for the day. Club Security.